Hi, everybody. We're back here with FTF Canada's Inside Look, and today we're speaking with the USPORTS Women's National Champions, UBC Women's Soccer, and Jesse Symons. Jesse, how's it going?
Really good. Thanks, Adam, for having me on.
No problem. First of all, can you just tell us a little bit about the history of UBC Women's Soccer and maybe about, your coaching career and how you ended up there?
Sure, yeah. History about UBC women's soccer. So, we're the most decorated program in the country. We've won now 7 national championships, and we've also won 15 Canada West championships. So, definitely a team year in, year out that's looking to lift that trophy up at the end of the season. For myself, we started with the Whitecaps for 10 years. I got to help build the Girls Elite Rex program in support with Canadian Soccer, which was an amazing experience, and really think that that's going in the right direction. Before that, too, I was with provincial teams. I got to coach the Canada Games for a couple cycles and won a couple gold medals with those events. So before my time at UBC, a lot of time spent in high performance soccer on the youth level. I got to be a part of some youth national team camps as well. And then loving life right now at UBC for the last 5 years, and enjoying every day that I get to work with such an amazing program.
That's fantastic. I mean, just the history of UBC is so decorated on both sides. And so, they're always going to be looking for top players and top talent. And so because of that, what are the specific footballing qualities that you're probably looking for a player in every position?
In terms of what type of players we're looking for, they have to be very athletic. They have to be a player that can play for a full 90 minutes and physically outpace other teams. It's types of players that we really want to see within our environment. And then from a technical side, we have a lot of the ball and are a possession-based team that wants to move the ball laterally from side to side and find ways to play between the lines. And overall, you need to be a player that technically is gifted enough to play in tight spaces, because we do play against a lot of low blocks. So it's important for us to have those qualities.
Do you find there are any differentiating characteristics for footballing qualities that might differentiate, say, your attacking players compared to midfielders, defenders, obviously besides good hands for a goalkeeper?
For sure, yeah. If I work my way back, starting up front, find the vision awareness is really important, and the confidence and creativity to play in that final third is crucial for us, because we do play in that space a lot in our games. For midfielders, it's really about possession and keeping it and having a high passing percentage. So choosing when to go forward or when to keep it and keep moving the ball around at a good tempo is really important for us. Defensively, playing out of the back is important for us for sure, and being comfortable on the ball. We actually have a lot of our players that don't start as defenders but are converted into defenders, because I find that midfielders and forwards are a little more technical and they're on the ball a bit more in youth sports. So that's something that we do look for sure as we go forward. And sometimes you don't play the position in youth that you do at university, and something for every player to be aware of. But yeah, I think overall, defensively now we're out of possession. We're a team that needs to press the ball, needs to move the ball to put people under pressure. And if we can do that, then we're in a good spot for sure as a program.
No, I think you made a really good point about, mentioning that you might not play the same position you played in youth at university, because it is that next step up, and you will need to find kind of your place within the team. Now, outside of football, what kind of what are the characteristics that you're looking for in a player as far as, human characteristics?
Yeah, so we talk a lot about 3 characteristics in terms of what we recruit for, and that's athletic abilities, academic abilities, and leadership abilities. And if you're a student that is high achieving, we're definitely a school to reach out to. If you're a person that leads and wants to be in charge and sort of be the one outside the box, we're a program too that would fit your characteristics for sure. So definitely people that want to give back and want to lead are 2 big things that we look for in people in our program.
Very, 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 very good. Now, before a player commits to your program, what kind of academic standards are they going to need to maintain through high school? And then potentially, what would they need to achieve if they were looking for any additional financial aid? So any academic aid?
From academic side, it depends what faculty you're going to go into at UBC. We have all of them with being a school of 60,000 students, and faculty of art, science, kinesiology, business, forestry, just keep going down the line. High 80s, low 90s is probably a good target for students to look at in terms of UBC. From an academic awards perspective, there's so many that you can apply for. You can apply for early admission academic awards, which would be December 1st in your grade 12 year. Otherwise, there's a lot of bursaries and scholarships even in the faculties that you can apply for UBC. So if your grades are good and you've got a lot of other qualities that put you outside many other applicants, then you could probably be in the running for some of those.
Okay. Now, what would be like the individual GPA requirements to remain eligible?
So to remain eligible is 60%, 2.0 for to play in USPORTS and Canada West. So you need to keep that for the following year, and if you keep that going, then you stay eligible. There are different levels for athletic awards, so you need to keep that average as well. So if you can do that, then everything's rosy, and you'll get your degree and keep running around on the soccer field.
Okay. Now getting back to the athletic side of it, how important is it for freshmen to understand the established program culture when they arrive?
Yeah, we actually learned a lot during this time that bringing in freshmen early is important. So when you sign your letter of intent with USports school, you can actually start training with the team in their off season. So you can start in January. So that's a big advantage I feel for grade 12 students, especially local, of course, but even out of town players can connect more with our staff and our strength staff and everything else. So having the ability to connect with the team and learn a little bit about what the expectations are and what the level of what the standard level is for the team is crucial. And overall, you learn that it's not easy in the beginning. It's definitely being with players 4 or 5 years older than you is not something you've probably done very much, but overall, it's a great experience, and players live it in every single program. So you just got to be ready and fit and prepared to jump in with both feet.
Okay. And now speaking of preparation, how busy is the schedule for your players, both in season and obviously in the off season during a normal time?
Yeah. During normal season, we're on fields 6 days a week, in the gym 2 to 3 times a week, and then we have video, and we have yoga, and you have Thunder Study, which is our free online, or free not online anymore, but free tutoring services. You can get a massage every week. So usually if you put 3 or 4 classes in, plus everything else that goes into a regular week, is very structured. It is busy, but you get it done, and usually top academic motivated people are able to thrive in our environment.
Is there a huge difference between the off-season schedule to the on-season?
Yeah, so off-season schedule, we do a couple other things. So I really believe in a holistic approach in terms of athleticism. And so we actually do an intramural basketball team in the spring with our team, which is a lot of fun. And then we also do boxing. We keep doing the yoga. We keep training on field. We do a lot of position-specific work as well. Even more, I'd say, in off-season, because we can emphasize that a bit more. And then we typically go down to 1 game a weekend locally, and then if we travel, which we've done to California or Hawaii, other things in the spring, we'll play 2 or 3 games over a week. But overall, it's a little bit more relaxed, I would say, in terms of not as much stress in terms of selection and everything, because everyone's playing a lot more in spring. But it's a time to grow and develop and prepare yourself and put yourself forward for the next season.
Okay. Now, what do you think is the most important aspect of the student athlete lifestyle that incoming freshmen need to learn really quick?
Yeah, good question. I think that for incoming freshmen, the biggest thing for me is getting a routine and creating a schedule that sort of fits what you need to do day in, day out to be successful. And then once you've got that routine and structure organized for yourself, because you are living away from home. You are figuring out your meals on your own. And it's important to stay on top of that from a nutrition side, a sleep side. So you've got your routine in check. The next thing is to stay confident and be motivated. And even if you're not the starting left back or player, you're definitely a person that has been brought into the program for a reason. So be confident with yourself, but get your routine and structure organized first, because then everything should take care of itself with the qualities you've got.
Okay, and now what would you say are potential advantages that you might find from a transfer player coming from another program at any, post-secondary level?
Yeah, transfer players are interesting. I think that there's a reason why players leave somewhere, or a person leaves a job. There's probably something that's happened that has created stress in someone's life. So I think in the beginning, just creating a comfort environment, I think, is very important, and being ready to jump into a new environment, and maybe that's something that could help you thrive in. So if there's a place that someone's not happy or not able to perform because of academic reasons, social reasons, or athletic reasons, and they choose to leave, it's about sort of filling that bucket up again, and making sure that they're comfortable. And I find that with our program, we've had a lot of transfers join us, and been very successful within our program, but it's not something that happens maybe even on day one, just with the level of players we have within our environment. So yeah, it takes time, but it's almost like starting fresh maybe a little bit for some players, and trying to create an environment that's going to be a positive experience for them as they go through their school.
Fantastic. Now, obviously, given the current circumstances and the current situation, there are different types of recruitment going on. So right now, especially, recruitment videos are going to be a little bit more in demand. So what are things that you specifically look for when you receive a recruitment video?
Yeah, big things for me with recruitment videos is that they're 4 to 5 minutes long, maybe max highlights, and they have not just the quick clip of you just finishing a goal, but sort of the build up with that would be good too if you're an attacking player, for example. The height of the filming is important. So if it's at field level, it is tricky sometimes to see, especially I know a lot of players are getting stuff done off iPhones or different devices now. So just being aware that being a little more professional with your video and showing that it's a lot like a resume, and what you want to put the best foot forward for sure. So if you can get a higher elevation to film from, the teams you're playing against are at a good standard, and you have the ability to show just more than one attribute, whether it be your technical, physical qualities, I think are important to showcase everything that you bring into your team environment.
Now, is there anything you would recommend definitely not including in your highlight video?
Yeah, well, I think from not putting in a highlight video, I think making sure that it's not the same thing over and over again. That would be one thing. I know that would be one big thing to sort of stress. Uh, yeah, I think overall most highlight videos I get are usually pretty good in terms of showcasing. People know what's a good highlight and what's not a good highlight. Shaky cameras are tough, and I personally don't really take too much into the individual technical training, which is I'm getting a lot of videos like that right now. So we don't need to. I personally don't need to see you training in your backyards. I just need to see you playing in a match. And if it's a scrimmage match, that's great as well. But it needs to be a game sort of format for me to be watching.
Okay. And, in a normal year, what annual showcases are you guys kind of regularly attending?
Yeah, so we have a pretty full annual program. If we start January onwards through to sort of December. So January we stay pretty local, and then February we run our own tournament at UBC with teams from different places across hopefully the country as we go forward and get back onto the field this upcoming year. March, April, May, is definitely a big recruiting time. We do the local Whitecap showcase here, and then we also go to the Umbro event in Toronto, and then we also go to Kamloops in end of May with the BCSPL showcase that has a lot of Alberta and BC top clubs. Through the summer, we do a lot of visits to Alberta and Ontario to clubs, which we really enjoy. And then as we go through the year, we host a couple of our own ID camps at UBC for interested players as well. And usually those are players that we've already seen play and are a part of our playing pool.
Okay. And now for any other interested players who are probably a little bit on the younger side, when would you start recruiting your next class?
Yeah, so I'd say right now, I look at grade 9s and 10s in terms of a player pool. So currently that would be the 2004s and 2005s. And so we're really trying to build out those player pools right now. So the 22 and 23 classes. We usually look to commit a couple players in the fall of grade 11. That will be different this year, but generally that's when we're looking to commit our first couple players for our team. And then we look into grade 11 spring to sort of finalize our team for those commitment years. So yeah, grade 9, grade 10 are our player pool identification years, and then grade 11 we'll look to start committing players to our program.
Okay. And now what are the benefits that you see in attending an event such as ours at FTF Canada, where you're watching a bunch of players who are unfamiliar with each other play on the same team?
Yeah, I think it really brings out the qualities that we look for in players in terms of your leadership and athletic qualities. So if you're a leader, I think you can step into any environment and be the one to sort of take charge and put yourself out there and play outside the box a bit and play with a quality that and confidence that you're the one that wants to stand out and wants to lead no matter what team you're a part of. So that would be something I think that would be a crucial aspect. And that's something too that you're going to have to show when you get to university. You're going to definitely know the players, but you won't have played with them very much. So getting out and you'll be uncomfortable in the beginning and showcasing what steps you need to take in order to be that sort of leader or top player on the field and showcase yourself. So I think that's one thing that really would establish yourself in the FTF environment at different training environments that they put together in ID camps, is that you get on the park, you need to meet people quickly and connect and showcase yourself and not be shy and show who you are, regardless of the situation that you're placed in.
Fantastic. And lastly, any further advice for a young Canadian out there that's looking to join your program?
Yeah, be proactive with your process. Send videos, send emails, keep connecting. Definitely know that we are hearing from you, and we will return any contact you give to us. Be persistent with your questions, and if we're a school that you want to come to, be transparent as well. I feel that this process can be stressful, but if you're up front, you're throwing your cards on the table and you tell people this is what I want to do and this is where I want to go, that's a big thing in terms of goal setting, and there's no difference in terms of finding the school that you want to get to. And if we're that school, I hope that it can work out.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us today, Jesse. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for the time, Adam.
No problem. Good luck in this upcoming season or whatever we end up seeing.
Thank you. Appreciate it.